guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm gonna be reacting to a video called Canada Culture Fun Facts about Canada. Well, I think Canadian culture tends to be quite friendly and I don't know, kind of chill in general, but I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe we're gonna be finding some dark facts about them. So let's check it out and comment, like, and subscribe.
Ice hockey, maple syrup, poutine, Niagara Falls, and the Northern Lights.
It's still insane to me that you can see the Northern Lights from Canada, but I know it's just me that I'm really surprised about the whole thing because I think you can only see this like in the Arctic Circle or maybe in Scandinavia.
What country am I talking about? Canada. Oh, Canada is the second largest country in the world. It shares a border to the south and west with the United States of America. Canadians speak primarily English, but Canada also recognizes French as an official language, which is the mother tongue of around 7 million Canadians.
Oh, okay. I thought obviously they had French and English-speaking people, but I thought it wasn't that many people that spoke French because I think it's just only particular provinces, but no, a lot of people live there apparently.
Second to Paris, Montreal is the largest French-speaking city in the world.
How many people live in Montreal? A lot, apparently.
Total population is around 35 million.
That I think is just sort of sparsely populated because this is a huge country and they only have 35 million people. No one's really close to each other.
Canada is a very diverse country with one of the highest immigration rates in the world.
Oh, that's nice.
Recently, most foreign-born Canadians came from China, the Philippines, and India.
Oh, a lot of
Canada
Asia.
happily welcomes all nationalities and cultures.
I think that's why they're famously very friendly.
Do you know what the capital of Canada is? Many people think it's Toronto or even Vancouver.
No.
But actually, it's neither. The capital of Canada is Ottawa, which is in the province of Ontario. Ontario shares a border with the United States.
Oh.
In fact, it is in and around this area that the majority of the population live.
Oh, not a surprise, of course, everyone's going to be sort of concentrated in the capital, or at least in the largest cities, of course.
9 out of 10 Canadians live within 160 kilometers from the US-Canada border.
Okay, that's a lot, actually. So everyone's sort of one step away from the USA.
For the most part, the middle and northern section of the country is mostly uninhabited.
Because it's cold, I guess.
Ontario, Quebec, and British Columbia are the 3 most populated provinces in the country.
So British Columbia is to the side and just sort of, I don't know, isolated from everything else, according to this map.
Canada has the world's largest number of freshwater lakes and boasts the world's longest coastline.
That's crazy.
If swimming is your thing, you should definitely check it out.
I don't think I'm wondering if someone has attempted to sort of swim the whole sort of coastline. Probably not. It would be impossible.
For its forests, glaciers, national parks, and mountains, it is no secret that the winter climates can be absolutely freezing.
Yeah, it's very up north.
Winters, when snow is an everyday occurrence, are on average around minus 15 degrees Celsius, but have often been known to drop as low as minus 50 degrees Celsius.
People survive in that weather. I think 50 degrees minus 50, I think that's incredibly cold. I don't think that humans are meant to survive this.
Pretty crazy, isn't it? Or as they say in Canada, hey. I think I'd stay inside all day in front of a warm fireplace under a huge blanket. Summer temperatures are generally comfortable, around 20 to 30 degrees Celsius.
Yeah, that's just
So
normal.
shorts and a t-shirt kind of weather. Canada definitely has the best of both worlds if you like to sunbathe and ski. With its distinctive maple leaf,
Actually, it's true. You can do everything if you want. Everything depending on the season. I think that sounds perfect to me.
Canada's red and white flag is easy to pick out. 85% of the world's maple syrup is produced in Canada and is a
I'm surprised it's not 100% because the other percentage, where exactly is it fabricated? Oh, probably in the USA, right?
huge source of pride for the country. Pancakes, anyone?
I can see why. You would be so proud if your country was the #1 exporter of maple syrup.
In terms of sports, ice hockey is the nation's winter sport of choice, and Canadians are crazy about it. Canada's
Is it just a winter sport? I thought they played this the whole year.
national animal is the beaver,
So adorable.
which played a crucial role in the history of Canada.
Oh, because of the
They're
pelts?
even on the Canadian nickel, a 5-cent coin. A few other fun facts about Canada. Canada has 6 times more oil than Russia.
Oh.
Canada's
wow.
national parks are bigger than most countries.
Okay, sorry, but I think it's just what, Switzerland, Belgium, and what is that, Denmark? I don't know what the other country is, but not that hard being bigger than Switzerland. They're tiny countries.
Canada has 10% of the world's forests. Basketball was created in Canada, and according to studies, Canadians are the second happiest people in the world. That's all for today. Have a great day. Eh?
I wonder if Canadians are sort of, they've had it with the whole joke, because I think even though they kind of do tend to say this a lot, I would assume they don't like this being pointed out. So I think the whole joke of, they've probably had it with it, but I think it's just funny. The whole sort of, I think the most surprising thing about this is, well, it was 2 things. The whole sort of a sports situation, I don't really get it, because I think, ice hockey, I think it's just the thing when I think of Canada, I think of several things, but I'm definitely thinking about hockey, because again, they're very famous for this. And I think they're probably, I would venture to say, again, maybe as someone that's not really that familiar with the sport, but if someone were to ask me, hey, you know what would you think, who do you think is the most successful country, the most successful sort of ice hockey country, or even where the most famous or most important players have been historically? Well, it's going to be Canada. It's an easy answer. I think there are other countries that do play this sport, but not, I think, to the level as Canadians, because, okay, sort of the national sport, it's, of course, it's the one thing that I'm going to relate with Canada, absolutely. So it's kind of crazy that apparently they only play this when it's winter, because then how come you guys got so famous at it and so good at it if they only play this for what, 6 months out of the year? I think maybe because obviously it's close. Well, yeah, actually, I'm probably not making a lot of sense, because you don't play this outside, right? So it's in a stadium, and I guess I don't think it's in stadiums. Actually, where do you play hockey? I have no idea. I just realized I have no idea where people go to play hockey. I know that there's sort of a barrier, and it's not glass. I think it's made out of plastic. But again, in the ice hockey rink, but I don't think it's in a stadium. I think I'm pointing the similarities between probably that and football or soccer. But no, it's another thing. Or a field, as in baseball, and what other things do you play in open fields? So I think those and probably cricket. But I think what other sport do you play in a sort of an enclosed space? The basketball court. But I don't know. It's a precinct. I don't know where exactly do people go to play ice hockey. But it's still, my point stands, in which again it's not dependable on the weather as our other sort of open field sports, in which maybe sometimes the games are delayed, or sometimes they have to be suspended because there's a lot because of the weather. There's bad weather, and people you can play when it's raining, but sometimes if it's a storm, or again as in Europe when it's the winter, they don't really play because it's snowing, so you can't play there. But it's because again it's in a stadium, and it's sort of an open sort of field. But in this case, why would you only play this in winter? You can play this the whole year. So what's stopping them? I don't know. It's kind of strange to me that or maybe it's just the season. Maybe the season doesn't last, or is it the season only lasts 6 months? I don't know. It's kind of interesting to me that during the summer they do other things, and also, but during the winter they also, I think, do the skiing thing, which of course that makes sense because again it's the winter. You want to be out. Well, you don't want to be outside, but if you want, if you're looking for sports that you're able to play in winter, of course skiing is one of them, and snowboarding and all that. So that makes all the sense in the world to me. But okay, so you mean to tell me I have to go skiing and then I have to go to the ice rink in the same particular time period? No, why would I can just play hockey all year round because I'm not dependable on the weather. But skiing, well, yeah, of course I can only go skiing when it's cold. But again, and also that brings me to my other question, which was maybe that's just me not understanding how geography and weathers work. But I know that yes, they're just telling me no, the summers are nice, it's between 20 and 30. But I'm wondering if that's maybe in the sort of southern cities, I think, as in Ontario, the sort of province of Ontario and Ottawa, and I think Vancouver, probably Toronto, because they're the ones that are sort of near the USA border. And maybe they, obviously because they're southern to compare to the north part, I think maybe, yes, you get warmer weathers and you get the whole seasons, as in, yes, of course, it's going to be winter and maybe it snows, but maybe not. And maybe there are other areas in which, no, that's not, that flows out the window and they don't really get the seasons and it's just constantly cold throughout the whole year. I would guess that's really the case, right? Because, I don't know, they have a reputation for being super cold, and they just mentioned that, yes, during the winter it can get extremely cold. But I don't think, does Toronto get that cold? I don't know. Maybe, again, that's just me, and I don't really understand how things work. But I would assume, I think most or maybe half of Canada, it is quite cold every single day of the year. Just because, yeah, the exceptions are the southernmost parts of the country, but otherwise everything else is always going to be really, really cold because again you're just very up north, so that's the natural way of things. I do not know if Montreal, Quebec, and I think it was what the other things that are in the sort of in the east side, they get this as well, but I think the British Columbia probably does. I think it was a little bit sort of upper north, maybe not super north. They just mentioned no, nobody kind of lives there because obviously it's really cold. But I think obviously as you get further away from the south and the more north you kind of go, it's gonna be super snowy all the time, and yeah, you can sort of ski all year round or snowboard or play winter sports. So I think can I go in the middle of, I don't know, can I go in the middle of July and I can find snow and enjoy the nice sort of winter? I would assume yes, but I don't know, maybe that's just me. The other thing that was I think is kind of crazy to me is that they have the largest coastline. Because I think when I think, you coastline, I'm thinking, an island, of course. But no, I think Canada, the whole thing about Canada is just that it's very big. And I think I tend to forget how big Canada actually is. And I don't mean in a disrespectful way. I know that they're huge, but I don't know, maybe it's just because not a lot of people kind of live there. And I get, it's very small, I think, compared to how big they are. As in the density, the density of the area, it's just very, very big. But I think it kind of tends to be a bit lost in the shuffle. I don't know. I think when I think of really big countries, I think of Russia, or I think of the United States. But I think Canada is even bigger than the USA. But again, it's just because the United States has just more people, and I don't know, Canada is sort of, I don't know, people are just, they really like their space, which is a good thing because yes, they have space to roam, which I love. I like that. But again, I know that I tend to forget how big Canada is. And of course they have a huge coastline because they're just surrounded by water. The only part that's land is just the border with the USA. The whole part of it is just ocean, which I like. And I'm wondering how big swimming actually is. Obviously you do this at pools, but I think those beaches are going to be freezing. So I don't think sort of, we're going to the beach to swim. I don't think that's really the case with Canadians because again, it's going to be super cold. And yeah, I'm wondering if someone has attempted to sort of go around the whole country and probably to beat a Guinness record, a world Guinness record. Maybe it has been attempted, maybe not. Maybe I'm just putting it out there. Maybe someone should. I don't know, because it seems like an interesting sort of opportunity for a record. I don't know. I have no idea how long would this take. Probably it's going to take you months. I don't think, even if you're the fastest, so I think swimmer in the, you're a really fast swimmer, and obviously you're skilled at this, or you're a sports person or whatever, you're a swimmer. I think it's going to take you months, maybe up to a year. Maybe that's why no one has attempted to do this. It's maybe because it's extremely cold when it comes to sort of you're getting to the Arctic circle, or I don't know, maybe again it's gonna take you a long time. It's gonna take you years, maybe years. I'm exaggerating, but probably close to a year. I don't know. Now when I look it up, I want to see someone has attempted this and failed, or maybe no one has done this. But I can't be the only person that this has occurred to. So again, I have to look it up. And that was it for today, and I'll see you next time. Bye.